Take a stroll with me through the backyard in May 2023. Everything is growing like crazy. There are blooms everywhere. I've even pulled a zucchini off, and I've got many more coming. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through the garden, and we'll stop along the way and share some tips and some things that I picked up. But you can see the vines are just stretching upward. I've picked mustard and turnips and chard several times. I've harvested cabbages. I have so many beautiful flowers blooming on the zucchini and squash, and the marigolds are blooming. The calendula is blooming. Look how tall that green Hubbard squash plant is. And y'all, look at my trellis. It is full of green beans, and they are growing right up to the top, and they are full of bloom. So I will have green beans soon. Look at that. It's filling it right up. I can't barely get through these two beds. They're so full of zucchini and squash. And look at the marigolds. They're just as big. So I'm finally getting some bees in here. This is the green Hubbard squash that I hand pollinated. I did a video short on that, and look, there's the other one, and it's growing. It is just absolutely amazing to me. I've got little yellow squash. There's the calendula. I'm going to be making some salve with that later on this summer. But the bees are back. They are working these flowers, and I'm so happy. Look at there. Here he comes. It's just a wondrous thing. There's another zucchini. I have so many different types of zucchini and squash. I'm just so excited about that. And they just keep climbing up. Now, my purple hull peas have not sent off runners yet, so as soon as they do, they'll be going up. But the marigolds are just amazing. And over here I've got a spearmint and peppermint. And there's my tower. Look at the beans. Growing at the bottom and all the way at the top, I've got patio tomatoes, and they are loaded. This is amazing because I've never been able to grow anything in that, and this year it's just taken off. And there's the sweet girls. They are doing their job. I get a dozen eggs a day. There's the onions, and then when I pulled up the cabbages, I immediately planted okra seed, and it has come up. I still have plenty of cabbage to pick. Look at the cucumbers, they're just climbing. Now I've got patty pan squash, so I'm really excited about that. I found that today. I lifted up the leaves, and there's some little patty pan squash. More cucumbers, more Amish paste tomatoes. And this trellis was empty the last video, and look how it's completely covered with cucumber vine. Now over on the other side, I've got kale growing. I'm going to be picking that today, dehydrating it, and making green powder. There's asparagus beans that just coming up. Now here on the other side of the yard is my tomato beds. I have 3 rows, 3 different types of tomatoes. They're just starting to flower, so I added a good amount of fertilizer today. I want those things to start putting on some fruit. But they are green, and they're nice and tall. And on the end I have spaghetti squash. First thing this morning, I harvested my potatoes. The vines had died off, and we're expecting a great deal of rain next week, so I went ahead and picked all those or dug for them. And it's so much fun digging for potatoes. I got a nice batch that I'm going to be pressure canning potatoes, peppers, and onions. And just look at when I pull this up, it's just like a treasure hunt. Look at that. Beautiful red potatoes. And I made a big bowl of delicious potato salad today. So we've been blessed with cabbages, and here's what I picked today. The kale and the spinach, I'm going to be dehydrating it. I washed the leaves good, set them out to dry, and then I loaded my dehydrator. I am going to turn this into a green powder, and I'll share that with you in another video, and it is so good in soups and stews, and it's so healthy for you. But this Christmas present that I received from my son and daughter-in-law is a herb drying rack, and so I'm putting it together, and I've decided to dry some mint and some calendula flowers. But this was the neatest kit that they got me. It is made by women in India who make these projects to earn money. They stay at home, and this was the neatest kit. I'll try to leave a link in the description box. But they make these beautiful drying racks, kind of like macrame, and it comes with the rack, the hooks, some twine, and this neat tote bag where you can cut your herbs and stuff them in the bag before you start to dry them. So I just love that. And here's some calendula flowers. I'm just going to pull off the leaves and tie them in bundles. Then I used my new bag to go gather some spearmint and some peppermint. And then I tied them all up and I hung it in the greenhouse. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? I love it. Great way to dry herbs without using electricity. Pretty cool. Hey, I've got a great tip for iced spearmint water. It is so delicious. I'm growing spearmint and peppermint in the backyard in pots, and so all I do is cut it. Some of this I'm going to dry for hot tea, but I just take a few sprigs and put it in a jar of ice water, put this in the refrigerator, and then later on this evening I will have the best iced spearmint water. Oh, it's so delicious and so refreshing. I've got me a little glass right now. Easy to do. You can get the plants now. Go get you a plant in a pot and grow you some mint. It is delicious, hot or cold. So I hope you enjoyed this little backyard tour. This is the garden in May. Look at the butternut squash coming up. I can't wait for June, when I can start harvesting some of these delicious vegetables. I am so blessed and so thankful to God for this beautiful little garden in my backyard. It is my greatest joy. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a very blessed day.